Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Felonious Bitcoin coming to you guys tonight. There's not going to be any joy in me bringing this video to you guys, so I hope that you guys can take this for what it's worth. My opinion. I did write up what I want to say, so if I do pause here and there, please forgive me. But the title to my video tonight is called Unemployment and Shutdowns Are a Recipe for Disaster. And this should be concerning to anyone watching this video because in the coming months, unemployment numbers will continually rise, and sooner rather than later will bring the worldwide economic and social structure to ruins. Based on the numbers, we are heading full speed into a total breakdown in society. Statistically, high unemployment numbers combined with a stagnant economic activity always leads to social unrest, including but not limited to demonstrations, strikes, riots, and other forms of potentially violent disruptions. I'm putting the initial number at 40%. That's being conservative. A 40% unemployment rate by the second quarter of this year as a result of the continued and, more importantly, planned economic shutdowns. GDP is expected to drop by 50% by the second quarter of this year. Results from analysis indicate that economic growth and the unemployment rate are the two most important determinants of social unrest. Some people have asked, why would shutdowns lead to rioting? Because, contrary to what most politicians believe, commerce isn't a joke to be tolerated or avoided. It's the lifeblood of a society. Jobs and businesses keep people alive. It gives most people a purpose. They represent the activities that meet demand for food, clothing, shelter, and that develop and distribute medicine and medical supplies that some need to battle this virus. It's my firm belief that Trump may be overly optimistic in his hopes to have the country back on track by Easter. I think that is a dream that will not come true by any means. There's no way that could happen, and that's just my opinion. This will not be the first time in history that a connection between angry, unemployed people take to the streets. All these factors lead me to believe that this situation will set off economic and social disruption in the months to come. Now, reflecting on that a little bit, that was all what I had written up, but I'm basically going to spitball here based on my thoughts. And the reason that I don't think any of this stuff will get any better anytime soon is for the simple fact that you already see all these, these mandatory shutdowns, stay at home, stay in place. And we already see the commercials on TV, basically telling people that we're all in this together, making everybody feel like we're all connected, right? That's really nice, but that's all it is a dream. It's not going to materialize into anything that we can actually see or substantiate. This government does not have good intentions. Based on the demonstrations that they've shown recently and in the past, we see these green deals getting passed, the Federal Reserve injecting $2 trillion into the economy to fight this virus. But you know what? It's not going to make a difference. We're already past the point of no return. We're at a point where all we can do is try to soften how hard we hit the ground, because we're going to hit the ground whether we like it or not. And that is the sad truth. We see the military, the National Guard mobilizing in different areas of the United States. We already see rioting happen all around the world. Chile, in China, India, they're on total lockdown, but I'm sure that's not going to last. That's a country with, billions of people. I just don't see how you're going to enforce that kind of rule. I believe that these governments have their work cut out for them because the shenanigans have to come to an end. You know what I mean? And for anybody that out there that is, cheerleading about one side or the other, it really does not make any bit of difference, because at the end of the day, somebody's benefiting, and guess what? It's not you. So think about that. You know what I mean? So next time you want to go into that voting booth and vote for the person that's going to represent you the best, think about this video. Think about where this has led us, where it's brought us to this point. If everybody in society was voting the right way, then we wouldn't be at the point that we're at now. But regardless of whatever way you voted, this was going to happen regardless. So that is why it is my firm belief that your vote doesn't matter, not to anybody else besides the people that are doing statistical number, looking into the statistics of it, like to see what most people would vote on or vote for, right? But that doesn't work, and it never has. So, this system is just a broken record that keeps on getting played throughout history, and it needs to stop. You know what I mean? We need to put on a new record, one that doesn't break, it doesn't have problems. We need a stable economy where everything works, and we need to go back here in the United States to our original Constitution, because if that's what made our country great in the first place, then that is what I would say we should stick to. If anyone else out there has a better idea or better plans for the future, please, by all means, comment down in the comment section to let me know what you guys think. Because short of a Nazi Empire society, that's where this is all headed. Maybe they might not call themselves Nazis, but at the end of the day, walks like a Nazi, hands out money like Nazis, wants to take care of you like Nazis. It probably is a Nazi. So, yeah, that's what I mean, guys. You gotta stay diligent. You gotta stay on top of these things, because it's not just day by day. It's your livelihood at the end of the day, and then eventually your children's livelihood, down the road into the future. So why not look out for these things now while there's still time? You know what I mean? And it's like, this is just my own experience. A couple of days ago, I went out, I was just driving around right before all this, the whole lockdown thing started. And I drove by Chuck E. Cheese's, the place where they have the arcade and the pizza and stuff. And they were completely shut down. But what I did notice, besides that, was that on their windows, they had put, large pepperoni pizza, $6.99, large cheese pizza, $5, right? Dippin' Dots, $2, right? And so I called them up and I asked them, what's your normal rate for a large pizza? They said it's like $19.99 for a large cheese pizza, and then like $25 for a large pepperoni pizza, right? I was like, wow, you know what I mean? So I stopped by and I got a couple of pizzas, you know what I mean? I brought them home, and I enjoyed that sale. But at the end of the day, somebody is losing a job. You know what I mean? They're not getting the foot traffic in that store that they once were. Neither is anybody else. So this whole situation just spells recipe for disaster. At the end of the day, this is going to end up in total destruction and ruins. You know what I mean? If this virus doesn't kill everybody, it's my belief that governments, everyone in history has always done their own agenda, their own thing, and it always ends up with millions of people dying. So why doesn't anybody else come to this conclusion? You know what I mean? Why doesn't anybody else say these things is what I don't know, what I don't understand. Because every single time, historically speaking, we know that every time an economy collapses, millions of people die. As a result of that, it's like, it's a guarantee. You know what I mean? So and this is something that I've been saying for years. This isn't any recent, breaking news. These are things that I've been saying for years. But as far as my ideas and my thoughts, I thought it might be a better idea for me to write everything down and then speak it back to you. That way I could, portray myself better to be easier to understand. So if you guys enjoy my content, I would really appreciate you guys liking and subscribing if you haven't already. And I would really like to know what you guys are experiencing in your area. Have you lost your job? Are you on paid leave? What's going on, with you guys? And not just for me, but for other viewers, you know what I mean? To give other people a heads up. I think that we're in a time that is very interesting and very dangerous, for the reasons mentioned before. And not just that, but we have the internet. But, the internet is a tool from the government, so I try to be as careful as I can on that. But it is still a decent tool for humanity to use, because we can share ideas, at the blink of an eye, as opposed to traveling halfway around the world in 80 days and then, eventually getting that information to somebody. We're at the click of a mouse, you know what I mean, where we can get to the information that we need. So I think that's a very valuable asset that most people should be taking advantage of right now. Not just, to see what's going on with this whole coronavirus. That's the least of the worries at this point. I think what people should be more focused on, and, for a way to kind of fix this issue or to try to dampen the impact, would be to look up different skills that might interest you, like carpentry or, HVAC, electrical, plumbing, gardening, all these vital things that people need. It's why not learn it yourself? You know what I mean? YouTube is an asset. It really is, because people can learn from the videos that other people make. And not just that, but this is what we are. We're a network of beings. You know what I mean? We're networked together. We're all one in some way, shape, or form, and we all share ideas. You know what I mean? We're social creatures. So these are things that we should be doing, is sharing this information that can help benefit another person, without taking away from anybody. Why can't governments do that? It's like they haven't learned their lesson time after time. Like, they just keep on doing the same old shit, and it just makes things that much worse. People are like, in history, I've never seen the temperament of people as bad as it is today towards one another. And I think that's bad. You know what I mean? It's this system needs to go. I don't think Jesus Christ is going to save us. I think we need to use our brains collectively to bring us out of this. We need to know collectively that what they're doing is wrong, and we need to stop doing things their way. You know what I mean? Because it's designed to benefit them only, and to take away from you. So this is what I mean. Like, with the advent of the internet, with television, with news broadcasting, we see all these governments using that to their advantage, and it's not a fair advantage in the very least, because they're able to broadcast an idea in the blink of an eye and have everybody jump right on it like flies on shit. And usually it is shit. It really is, because it's never good information. It's always false. It always leads you in the opposite direction of what the government's doing. And at the end of the day, you stand to lose everything. And that's what I'm saying, is like, look out for yourself, look out for your family, look out for those around you, your community, people that you care about, and even those that you don't care about. You know what I mean? Why not take someone in that doesn't know what the hell they're doing and teach them something? You know what I mean? Because, when you do that, when you spread good information and you educate people in a way that they've never even known was possible, it makes you happy. You know what I mean? It really does. It makes you happy. So, guys, I'm going to leave it right here today. And I hope that you guys like my content. Again, please like and subscribe to my video if you found this video useful in any kind of way. And please stay safe out there, guys. If you guys have family members that are struggling through this thing, support them. You know what I mean? Not financially, because that shouldn't even matter right now. Support them, emotionally. You know what I mean? If you have a wife, or if you have kids, or if you have anybody close to you, a brother or sister, look out for them. Say, listen, this isn't the end of the world. It's just the end of this government. You know what I mean? So maybe that'll bring some joy to some people, because after everything that they've done, to hear something like that come out of your mouth, it might make all the difference in the world to that person. So think about it. There will be an uptick in suicides, that much is certain, but at the end of the day, we will make it through this. And guys, I hope that you guys make it through this as safely and as harmless as possible. But anyways, guys, this is Felonious Bitcoin here. I'm gonna go spend some time with my wife, and I hope you guys do the same with your family. Take care.